Hi, this is Tony from Micro Center. Hey, is your driver missing? No, not the guy that drives your limousine. The things that make your computer work. How do you know if one of your drivers is missing? Well, the first thing is you'll notice something isn't working anymore. The other way to confirm that it really is a driver problem is to go to Device Manager, where you'll see those annoying little yellow question marks and exclamation points saying that you're missing the piece of software to make the piece of hardware work. The obvious place to go to get drivers for your computer is your computer manufacturer. They all have a driver and software download link. Many of them have a tool built in that will connect to your computer and figure out which devices are missing and reload them for you. Windows can help as well. If you do a Microsoft update in Windows XP or the Windows update in Windows Vista and 7, it will not only go out and find Microsoft updates for the operating system, but also any device drivers that are missing that it has in its library. Next step would be to go directly to the manufacturer of the device itself. In this example, we have a D-Link card for our Ethernet adapter card for our computer. We go to the D-Link website, look it up by model number, download the driver for our operating system. Now, not all devices have drivers for every operating system. Newer devices may only have Windows Vista and 7 drivers. If you'll notice, there are very, very few devices out there nowadays that have Windows 98 second edition drivers built in. And that's because it costs the manufacturers time and money to keep drivers updated for obsolete operating systems. Video cards are kind of a special case. Yes, you can get a driver update from your PC manufacturer. Yes, you can get a driver update from Windows, but you can also get a driver from the manufacturer of the video card itself. In this example, it's EVGA. You, again, search their download site and get the driver from them. Every now and then, though, you will have to go to the chip manufacturer, the actual people who build the components on the video card. The two major manufacturers are NVIDIA and ATI, which is now part of AMD. They will also have drivers for their chipsets. And here's the thing that's kind of annoying, but good to know, because if you know you have to do it, it may save you some time and annoyance. Sometimes the Microsoft driver is the best. Sometimes the device manufacturer's driver is the best. Sometimes the PC manufacturer's driver is the best. And sometimes the video chipset drivers is the best. How do you know? The one that works. There are also drivers needed for some of the components on the motherboard. So if you see a yellow question mark next to something and just can't identify it, go to the manufacturer of your motherboard, or if it's an Intel based motherboard, go to the Intel website, same for AMD. See if they have a chipset identification utility and download components specific to that motherboard. Now, those were all the kind of straightforward ways, but what if none of those get you the device driver? Well, you can, in Device Manager, look at something called the properties, and one of those properties is Device Instant ID. You'll see two numbers, VEN for vendor and DEV for device. This uniquely identifies the device in your system, and armed with those two numbers, you can go hunting. How do you find out what they mean? Well, there's at least two websites out there. One is called the PCI repository, and the one we're going to be using for our example is called PCIDatabase.com. What you can do is put in the vendor code or the device code, hit search, and for our example, the vendor that manufactured the device that was listed as a VEN_10EC is Realtek. Armed with this information, we could go to the Realtek website, and if we can identify the driver for our device, download it. If we need some more information, we can also put in the device ID, and we'll find out that it is their Gigabit Ethernet family controller. Armed with this information, we can now go and get the specific driver for that device, or one that's compatible. Well, what if it doesn't say PCI to begin with? What if it says USB? Well, USB has vids and PIDs instead of vens and devs. Going to the USB website, you can find on their /developers/tools link a company list, which will again give you a pointer to who manufactured the specific USB device and what drivers are available for it. When all else fails, Google is your friend. Putting in ven underscore in the number and dev underscore in the number will return a series of hits, and just by looking at the first or second line of each entry posted, each result returned, you'll get a feel for what kind of device it is, what manufacturer it came from, possibly what computer provider may have the driver. It's a good way to find something if the more direct approach using PCI Database and the manufacturer's websites don't work. Want to know more about device identification strings? A lot of articles on this on the Microsoft Developer Network. More information than you probably need to get to do what you want to do, which is to get your computer running again. Here's hoping all of your yellow question marks go away. Tony from Micro Center. Thanks for joining us. Back soon.